You play drums in church?
I played drums. I played drums in church. Well, the first drum set I got was from Mr. Sanders, who played in my church. And this man was a great jazz. I didn't realize all these older people in my church were great jazz musicians. They were great. They lived back in the time, and they got saved. I said, well, God, let me go in the streets first, and then save me.
I can't talk. I can't talk.
I know. Bring it on. Because you know what? When you're young and in the hood, the streets talk to you. It talks to you in a way. I saw men in business suits, and that was square to me. I saw cats in business suits, and they didn't have that, you know. This is the thing about black women. They want a brother, he wears a suit, but he can fight. You know what I'm talking about. Even though you go to church, if somebody in the parking lot ain't right, deacons will beat him down. We will. We will. Somebody. We'll put you in check. And then pray for you. And then pray for you.
One brother said, he got mad. One brother said to another brother who was messing with his wife, was talking rough. He said, I'm going to show you how merciful my God is. He said, I'm going to whoop you down and ask God to forgive me. He going to forgive me.
You know, but that's how it's got to be. See, Christianity is the way that they always show Jesus like this. They always show Jesus soft. Right. If Jesus turned over tables in the market and no one jumped at him, it didn't say, and Jesus had to take somebody out. They were like this. Didn't nobody jump? All that walking through Jerusalem, walking, nope, can I get a ride? Can I ride? Can I get a ride?
No, that's right.
All that walking, and the disciples were like all kind of ex-bangers, ex-criminals.
They was.
Ex-criminals.
They was, though. They were.
And they were scared of Jesus.
Fishermen from the docks.
They were scared of Jesus. So Christians are not soft. I'm tired of people saying, people believe in God because you need something to lean on. Like you don't lean on something. You lean on alcohol. You lean on drugs. You lean on false bravado. You leaning on something. And I'm like this. And if there's no God, if the worst thing, if there is no heaven or hell, then maybe it wasn't. But if there is a hell, I don't want to take a chance. I just don't want it. If there is a hell, I'll be like this. Oh, man. Oh, I'm in the wrong line. Because there's some people who don't believe in God can be like this. Peter, can I talk to you a second? If I had known.
No.
Can I do something now? Can I fix it right now?
But see, it sounds funny, but that's the truth.
It's true, man.
And people don't understand that in the different levels of ministry, there are different assignments for each person. You know, and what God has given you, the assignment He's given you, has been in the media, in the movies, on the television. People, they used to teach us, that you couldn't be saved in the movies.
Yes.
You couldn't be saved and be on Broadway because they said broad is the way that leads to destruction.
Yes. Yes, they said.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they did.
I'm telling you. Carman, they taught us that you couldn't be on television because you had to lie and say your name was something it wasn't. And that you couldn't be born again and be in the movie.
But they were watching TV. The ones that told you can't go.
All my children.
Right. They knew everybody. I said, you know Sidney Poitier? Yeah. Then how you know Sidney Poitier if you ain't watching TV or movie?
Right. Do you know Erica Kane?
Thank you.
Do you know Pine Valley? What?
I watched a couple of shows by accident.
But tell me your entrance into Hollywood. Tell me your entrance into
it was I dropped out of college. I lost my mind in college for a second. I just left. It was my senior year. I called my father. I said it was like 3 weeks left. I said I'm done. I threw my books in the air. I said I ain't going to more class. I'm through. And I called my father.
3 weeks left?
3 weeks left. But I don't think I had 12 credits, so it didn't make no difference. So I didn't. Sorry, Dad. 12 credits, man. I was lost. I was trying to find myself. I really was trying to find myself. I tore my knee up. I realized I wasn't going to play pro basketball. I had no chance of playing it. And that's my whole life was I'm going to do that or do music. And I just left school. I called my dad my senior year. Look, man, I'm coming home. He said, well, it's your senior year. Yeah, I'm the man. I ain't working for the man. I ain't going to take the man's degree. He said, well, you can't come back here. So, I lived in the garage on the college campus for a while. And then I came home, and I was just messed up. I was staying in the basement. I said, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be nobody. I don't care. I was in the basement. I said, I don't want to beat nobody. I was ready to confront my father. I was waiting for him to come down and confront me. He came down and he looked at me. He said, you can blame everything that ever happened to you on somebody else. From this moment on, it's your fault. And I didn't want to hear that. I was ready. I wanted to fight. I didn't want to hear that I could take responsibility for my life. And I was mad at God. I said, you know what? I said, I don't know why I follow you. I said, every time I get to this close, you take it from me. Every time you let me get this close, you take it from me. And I didn't realize then it didn't belong to me. At that time, I thought I earned something. So I was in the basement. One day I came out the basement, and I was eating some cereal, and I saw the Coast Guard. I said, I'm going to fly helicopters. I don't know why it came to me. I'm going to fly helicopters. So, and the guy said, well, if you're going to join the Coast Guard, join the Air Force. So I ended up joining the Air Force. When I got to the Air Force, I figured I would play Air Force basketball. I'd be gone in 6 months, and I'd play with the Harlem Globetrotters. So I still had my scam going. I still working my scam. And then when I realized I wasn't going to play pro basketball, I said, well, I need to quit. So I went AWOL. And then my father called me and said, I ain't never asked you to do nothing. Please go back. So I went back, and I ended up getting kicked out the military. They said I had issues, but I was trying to get out. And it was a black full-bird colonel who came in and said, you want to be crazy or you want to be somebody? And I wasn't used to somebody being like that with me. He says, look, I know you should be here. I looked at your record, man. He said, you were a good student. He said, you should have been an officer, but you don't want to be an officer. He says, if you just hang for a year and pay attention to me, I'll get you out right. And there was an Air Force talent show. And they came into town, man. They was wearing these blue jumpsuits, and everybody was watching. I said, that's it. That's me. I saw it. I said, that's me. My friend said, you crazy. I said, that's me. And the next year, I won. And I set a record. I went to worldwide competition, set a record, and they want me to travel with them. I would travel the world. I said, this is it. So they said, call your base commander. I called my base commander. I said, man, this is the thing I've been waiting for so I can represent the base. And the man said, sometimes it's good enough to know that you were the best. I said, I can't go. He goes, no. I said, well, you're going to wish I never came back. And I came back, man, and this colonel was waiting for me. They met me. The guards had security pick me up. And he took me to his office. And he says, as long as you wear this man's uniform, so I stripped. I said, well, I'm naked. Who do I belong to now? And he looked at me and said, you need to be locked up. So this one brother kept talking to me. He says, I got a feeling me and my kids would be talking that we knew you. And I got kicked out the military. They threw me off the base. I walked across the street. And I said, I have nowhere to go but up because I'm down as far as I can be. And I went to, it wasn't even a comedy club back then. I went to a place where a band was playing, and I waited for the band to go through playing, and I grabbed the mic and started telling jokes. And the guy hired me. And then I said, God, I don't know where I'm going. See, that's when you have nothing, your faith is real strong. Yeah. I said, God, I don't know where I'm going. I started riding buses. I would just show up at comedy clubs. And I would call the comedy club and say, I'm Sinbad's manager, and I like to book him. They said, you can't book him. So I walk in the club and said, my manager said I was booked here. He said, I told you, man, you ain't booked. I said, so I'm trying to get 3 minutes. I said, God, I gotta get a standing ovation in 3 minutes so I have a place to eat and some food. And that's how I did it. I was going from club to club. And God just took me through all these different places, man. And within 3-4 months, I was headlining. Yeah. And within 8 months, I had done Star Search. Right. And I called my dad. Dad, I found my way. I'm a comedian. And the phone hit the floor. I said, no, they're going to pay me, man. Not right now. I need $20.